Well, hello there. I'm Lynn Ronald, and I'm here today to talk to you about the phenomenon of YouTube ads. It's extremely exciting, and I'll tell you why. I've been looking at a new project, and I knew that on a restricted budget, I was somewhat limited, and it annoyed me immensely because I had the perfect product that I felt that I could promote to the world and become extremely successful with it. So in the process, I became familiar with YouTube ads, and because I've been involved in YouTube with many of you people, particularly in relation to VidPenguin. I've been using it for a long time. I'm very happy with it. It's a fantastic tool. But the YouTube ads seem to pop up time and time again as being the the least expensive method to get a message out there. And because they're operating in competition to Facebook ads, for example, the price is extremely low. And so I was forced almost to research it. And in the course of my studies, which cost so far over $1,000 and many weeks of study, I've discovered that YouTube ads really are an amazing phenomenon. You owe it to yourself to have a look at them. And the purpose of this video today is to walk you through not how to create YouTube ads and to promote them, because there's plenty of those learn how to do YouTube ads on YouTube. And there's many places where, in fact, you can go to Google yourself and you'll find out how to do a YouTube ad just by sitting down and putting your head down and your bum up. And it'll study for a while and you'll find out it's exactly the same way as I did it. So I'm not going to go through how to create YouTube ads. The purpose of the exercise today is to show you an alternative to YouTube ads, or an alternative to how to use YouTube ads using the knowledge that I've already gained. So let's have a look. Let me tell you who I am to start off with. I'm Lynn Ronald. I'm a proud VidPenguin member, as you probably know. You can see some of the results down on the left-hand side there. That's a #1 listing using VidPenguin. It's very simple, as you all know, and it's extremely successful. I live with my family in Cozumel in that nice apartment block there, and I go swimming every day, and you're welcome to join me anytime you come here. On the right-hand side here is my little studio upstairs in our apartment, and for those of you who are interested, we've got a couple of Blackmagic cameras, studio cameras. We've got a G4, and we've got a GH4, should I say, and a GH3. We've got audio mixers and sound mixers and broadcast units. So we run a broadcast TV studio virtually from our apartment. So that'll give you an idea of who I am and how come I got involved in YouTube ads in the beginning. Now, most people recognize the reason for YouTube ads being sort of under-discovered. Part of the reason is that everybody knows how to put YouTube videos up, and everybody knows how to do Facebook ads because they're very cheap, and Facebook is a huge business. Everybody knows how to buy from solo lists or solo ads. Everybody knows how to buy banners. Everybody knows how to create mailing lists from all sorts of methods, including banners and traffic exchanges and so on. But YouTube ads are generally overlooked for a couple of reasons. The first one is that it's somewhat complex to get started, and I'll show you that in a moment. But the reason that you should consider it for your advertising dollar, even if it's a very small dollar, is that it's actually the second largest search engine in the world, believe it or not. So if anybody in the world is looking for something to search for, if they go to YouTube, that's one of the numbers. It's the second largest direct search engine in the world. And of course, it's got a different algorithm to Google itself, even though it's owned by Google. More on that later. But one of the things I find fascinating about YouTube ads is the fact that a local business can target their audience by a radial expansion. Now, I know that sounds a little weird, but the idea is this: if you have a hamburger bar in, I don't know, in Newark, New Jersey, then there's no way anybody from outside about a 10 or 15 mile radius is ever going to come to your hamburger bar. So irrespective of what your targeting is with females, young, old, what they're interested in, what clothes they wear, what schools they go to, all of that is totally irrelevant, because unless they're within a 10-mile radius of your hamburger bar, they're never going to come to visit you. So YouTube has that capacity to be able to define on a radial basis where these people are. to access a local business. I think that's terrific. And also, people go to YouTube when they want to buy or learn things more specific, so that you can guarantee when somebody's searching for you or any of your products or services on YouTube that they've already defined what they're interested in, what kind of thing they're going to buy, what kind of thing they're going to pay for, what kind of school they're looking for. So there's a definitiveness about YouTube which doesn't exist in Facebook. I like that in particular. The other thing about YouTube is that the advertiser only pays when the buyer or the client views the video. So to some degree, there's a certain amount of brand recognition that's created by YouTube ads. Even though your ad never gets clicked, there is a brand recognition factor that you don't have to pay for. There's a very low cost attached to these views, and I'll go into that later, but by and large, it's way less expensive than even the cheapest Facebook ads. And the results are even more, how shall we say, responsive. Another thing, of course, is an extremely high volume of visitors. So it's not that difficult to find out on YouTube who's got the most visited site for, how to build the world's best margarita. Funny, I should be thinking about these things living in close to Margaritaville. But the objective of this is that there is a high volume of visitors who are looking to build a margarita or make a margarita, way more than you would find, for example, on a Facebook or a banner or a solo ad. Retargeting is very effective with YouTube. Now, some of you won't be familiar with retargeting, but that's a relatively new concept in the sense that these ads can follow people around, so that if you're interested in buying a mattress, for example, when you move to other sites, all of a sudden the mattress pops up for sale on the little ad associated with your search or with your other website, and that retargeting is responsible for that. So in the YouTube case, for example, we can retarget directly to another YouTube. Now that's quite remarkable for people to use that. Now, our biggest competitor in this field, of course, is Facebook ads. I read every day about people being somewhat annoyed sometimes with Facebook ads, losing their effectiveness or so much competition. And also I know people that pay tens of thousands of dollars every week for Facebook ads. So sometimes the smaller guy like you or I are blocked out. Well, not blocked out, but our exposure is somewhat limited. Now, the other thing is that video, when somebody views a video and wants to recall the item that they've seen on video, it's way more effective than if we'd seen it in print. So, for example, if I saw a nice, Volkswagen to buy, and I saw a picture of it, and I happen to like the color on a video, then there's way more recollection in my mind about when I'm moving around trying to buy my Volkswagen than I would if I'd just seen it in a print ad or even in a color photo ad. The video itself has got some retention factors which don't exist on other mediums. So let me proceed. I'm going through this because I want to show you that learning how to create and maintain your YouTube ads is very time-consuming, and I know this from experience. I initially started this research to develop a particular product that I'm going to be promoting probably for the rest of my life, and I wanted to know how to do it in a very cost-effective and really targeted manner. So in the process of learning YouTube ads, I've discovered that it's a rabbit hole. It's like everything else on the internet. There's a huge amount of information that you need to absorb. And I thought I'd just read off a couple of things. I made some notes here which I'll read out. In any course that's designed to educate you about doing YouTube ads, there's a general overall view that you need to have. And if that's done by video, that would be a 3 or 4 or 5 minute video. One of the things that you need to do with YouTube ads is to create a channel and to have it verified and have it optimized. So it's not a simple thing for a newcomer to be able to optimize a YouTube channel. So there's another video there that would take probably 5 minutes or maybe longer, maybe 10 minutes to educate people how to do that. The vehicle by which the YouTube ads are distributed is via Google AdWords. And so there's a learning process where you have to learn the entire AdWords process. Now, for those of you who have never done AdWords before, that in itself is quite a monumental task. For those who've done it before, it's not that difficult, but you need to know that it's Google AdWords that is actually the vehicle for distributing your advertisement or your YouTube ad for YouTube. So that's another thing you need to learn. Targeting is a little bit of an exercise in itself. There's a slightly different formula with YouTube about how to target. One of the interesting ones, of course, is that we can target directly a video and put an ad in front of the video. So we, for example, I saw one the other day with a DJI Phantom, or not the Phantom, the latest drone being advertised on front of a 11 million view of the video of itself of the drone. So in other words, somebody has put a video in front of DJI's 11 million viewers advertising the agency for the drone itself. So that's remarkable. It's so targeted. But you need to learn about that. That's actually a side issue in itself. There's a pre-campaign set up. You need to go through a checklist. It's almost like taking off in a 747. You need to click all the buttons and push all the things, and then do a kind of an overall test to make sure that nothing is wrong, because it's also very simple to make a small mistake with unchecking a button and find that your ad is not as effective as it could be, or it hasn't been optimized, or that it's being used much more expensively than it should be if it was done correctly. The other issue which I've got on my notes here is reporting. There's a huge reporting process, so that when you're doing this, it's necessary to track and report every click and where it's from, and there's another learning process there. If you don't have a staff member that's capable of doing this, then you need to put them through the whole process, which could in reality take days to learn how to do proper reporting. Retargeting is another issue. There's a learning process here. You can find all of these things out on YouTube just by typing in, how do I make a YouTube ad? My point here is to say that retargeting is a study all in itself, as you probably know. The idea is, of course, that you insert a pixel in a viewed ad, and even if the buyer doesn't buy, then your other material or different types of ads are repositioned and replaced in front of the potential buyer on an ongoing basis. So there's been extremely good retargeting results from YouTube ads, I must admit. The other thing, of course, is that you need to have landing pages. When you do YouTube ads, it's imperative that your landing pages are approved and verified by Google and YouTube, and that's in itself is not an easy task. To a newcomer, that would represent somewhat of a little hurdle to overcome. And the idea of that is that every page that is presented on YouTube has to be verified by them in advance. So anyway, that's something to consider when you're moving on. I wanted to show you something else now about how to use your campaign, and I'm going to show you that inside the Google AdWords campaign. There's a typical screen, and I'm not going to go through this in detail. I just wanted to show you this in sort of general terms. This is a campaign screen, and if you haven't seen one before, there's a number of items that require quite a bit of research, but I'm going to just scroll through and show you some of them. There's your campaigns. Now we're going to have a look at a campaign that, there's the other screen of campaigns. There's a campaign that I'm doing right now. In fact, I just paused it this morning before I shot this video. And this gives you an idea of what's going on in the campaign. Ad groups is another, there's different ad groups within a campaign, so you can do A/B testing. Settings, which is, as you've just seen, has been paused. This is the ads that we run. In this case, we're running a video ad, so it's classified as an AdWords videos ad, and there's the video itself that I've put up. And so far, we've had 15,000 impressions, 95 views, very low view rate. That's actually my fault because of the headline. And it's only cost 7 cents per view, so I spent $7 to get 95 views, which is very good. Video targeting, this is something here we can change with the demographics, interests, remarketing, placements, topics, and keywords. In this case, I did this particular one for keywords. However, this screen, I wanted to show you the screen simply to show that some of the learning processes will be daunting to you, even if you're experienced. So I just wanted to go to another thing. Here's a typical, this is a friend of mine who's done a video for how to build an authority channel. I beg your pardon, this is a click through to how to build an authority channel. This is how to build a clickable link into your YouTube video and redirect anywhere online. Now, that sounds very simple to begin with, and once you learn, that can easily be done. But that video there is another learning curve of 6 minutes to learn how to do a clickable link inside your YouTube. Now I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint because we're moving on to the next screen, and because this is also shall we say difficult to learn over the long period of time that it takes you to do it, I wanted to show you a potential solution. So we click through to this, and this is the solution that I may be able to help you with. I'm very happy to talk to you, but the idea is that we could quote for your advertising needs. You don't need a huge budget to get started with this, and it's very easy to test with instant results. So generally there's 3 categories of how we go about helping people. The first one is that we create and place the ads for a fixed fee. Now that's not that difficult to understand. I can use your video or create a video. Quite often it's a review video which would be used. Then from that point you maintain your advertising account. We set you free inside the inside the campaign screen there and let you go for it. And you pay for the ad placements. In other words, whatever those ads cost have to be paid to YouTube. So you have to do those. The second formula is that we create and place ads and we maintain them for a fixed fee, and you only pay for the ad placements. In other words, we set up the campaign, we push the go button, and then we keep maintaining that on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis, for which you pay a fee. And then the only other payment you make is the payment for the actual YouTube exposures. The third way to do this is we may be able to accommodate some people on this. We create and place the ads, we maintain, and then instead of charging you a fee, we share the revenue that is generated from your YouTube ad as our fee. You still have to pay for the ad placements, although we could even undertake to do that once revenue has been generated. And this is a very good way for people to get started, particularly if you have a reasonable budget, because this particular format doesn't work very well if your ad budget is less than $500 or $600 a month. But once your ad budget gets over that, that revenue share may be a good way for you to join us. Okay, I'm happy to have any questions about this whatsoever. I'll put my contact address here now. We use PayPal, Western Union. I'm in Mexico, of course. We use Payoneer. We use bank transfer or MoneyGram. And my name is Lynn Ronald. I'm in the Peninsula Grand in the Zona Hoteleria Norte in San Miguel, Cozumel. And that's just north of the airport runway. My phone number is there, 521-987-105-1103, the same for WhatsApp. And I'd be happy to talk to you anytime. I hope you get some value from this, and I would really appreciate any feedback whatsoever. So with that, I say thank you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.